In this video, guys, we are going to look at original 1975 Palitoy trade catalogue featuring some amazing toys from the Palitoy line. Hello, welcome back. So on this episode, we are going to quickly look at this amazing Palitoy trades catalogue. Now, these were handed out mainly to shops and other companies that were interested in purchasing toys from Palitoy. They were given out by tradesmen, so the people that the reps, so the people that would actually go around and actually try and sell the product. And I believe these were handed out at trade shows as well. These are quite rare, so these are not the kind of things that you'd find. They're not like Argos catalogues. They're not like the catalogues that appear in the actual, sometimes in the actual toys themselves. In the old days, you'd get a box and it would come with a little mini catalogue of all the other items you can buy, like specifically Action Man. So yeah, amazing, beautiful artwork on this. We have some amazing cool toy lines, like I believe this might be Cindy. I might be getting confused with that one there. Probably a Tiny Tears somewhere. And of course, the Action Man in the Frogman outfit. So let's have a look. They produced these throughout the decades when they were in production. There's some alternative ones. There's some that actually just do board games as well. But yeah, let's have a look at some of these stuff then. So here we've got this cool Melody Train. Kid puts in the actual train vinyl records into the top of the, not vinyl, they plastic records into the top of the train, and it just makes a really cool noise. It says TV promoted. Then we've got some Shape School stuff, which is probably Palitoy's kind of trying to get in on the whole like play school, small toy sort of thing. Got a firehouse there. Got a cash register there. Got some Razzle Dazzle multiplier. It's basically help you out with your maths, isn't it? They're going to take a massive tape measure to see how tall you are, and somebody having a little chat on the phone. A Farmer Giles phone. Oh, when you play it, it rings the animals and stuff, doesn't it? Got a postman set. We've got My First Counting set. This cool Mr. Delivery Man set, which is like a basic, it's not a whole basic wired tube track, isn't it? That is pretty cool. Reminds me of Big Loader. Do we have some like dozen eggs? These were really popular, weren't they? Melody Mike, Big Mouth Singers. Lots of cool preschool stuff. And then we have a Mickey Mouse toothbrush set, which is cool because it must be obviously owned by Disney, so that's quite a cool license there. Some farm animals and farming trucks. And here we go, this is really cool. This is a hand-working merchandising display material set. So these sort of things would be offered up to toy shops, and they would get given a header, and it could be anything from Lego, Star Wars, Action Man. I've got a few Action Man ones in my collection. And then we have Pippa. That's the doll I was thinking of, Pippa. She was the one playing tennis, I believe. Yeah, massively popular. I think she's smaller than like a Barbie or a Cindy. There's the Pippa's pony set in a red little outfit. I think it's supposed to be a riding crop. And these are really cool. These are like Pippa style little houses. Like, I presume they're made of cardboard. Has a very much same sort of feel as like the Death Star, Palitoy Death Star set, which is a similar sort of thing where you move the cardboard around. You know, different play sets on each side. I think that's a really good way of doing things. I don't know why they didn't keep doing this sort of thing now for kids. I mean, kids wouldn't mind if it was cardboard like that, and they still love it. You have Baby Alive, which is kind of weird, in my opinion. Such a weird name, Baby Alive, as in... there's Sally and Trudy Talks. These are like the typical talking dolls. Then there's a baby bouncer sort of thing with Carrie. That's quite creepy, isn't it? Carrie, another the horror movie. Some basic accessories as well. Then we get on to Action Girl. Now, if you didn't know, guys, Action Girl is somewhat related to Action Man. I think it was kind of like a bit of a spin-off. They tried to make a girls line of Action Man, and it didn't really do well, if I remember rightly. They come up from market, got a lot on sale, but they're not really worth much. Very 70s, aren't they? So here's the girl on the front. Her name is Dusty, the sporting action girl. Dusty is a real tennis champion, and her suntan good looks make her even more attractive in Action Girl's fashions outfits, complete with stand, tennis racket and ball in an attractive window pack. Actually, to me that looks a bit creepy, to be honest. Another one. But yeah, very cool. And then we have Action Girl outfits. Now, I don't know anybody who actually put Action Girl into their like Action Man toy line, because I think it's a bit split, isn't it? But I think they're quite cool. That looks like very much like an Action Man jumper. The horses as well. I'm going to show you a few more of the Action Girl outfits. So yeah, lots of different 70s looking. Looks like they're wearing curtains, doesn't it? But yeah, very cool. And then Tiny Tears. Tiny Tears was a massive toy for Palitoy. I think it's considered it would be in the top 3 of their best products they ever did. Just like a real baby, she drinks, cries, and wets her nappy. And there's loads of accessories to Tiny Tears. And here's Tressie. Tressie was another kind of doll line from Palitoy as well. I think Tressie was launched the same year as Action Man, I think in '66. Some more Tressie outfits. My problem with this is you have Pippa, Tressie, Action Girl, Barbie, Cindy. There's probably others as well, isn't there? It feels like the whole market is flooded with these things. So it's kind of, which side do you go for? Do you go for Cindy? Do you go for Action Girl? There's Talking Katie Copycat, which basically you draw with a pen and it would draw the exact same thing on the other side. I mean, yeah, it's pretty fun for about 5 minutes, isn't it? And then, yeah, these really weird Girls World like doll sets, like headsets to practice your makeup on. I also find them really creepy because some girls would put them in the windows of their bedrooms and it's really terrifying. But yeah, really cool. Warm bake oven. I don't know, is this actual real food? Because if it is real food, that's pretty impressive. Would it not be dangerous as well? Right, got some more stuff here. Got a Mickey Mouse candy factory, which should make your own candies, I think. That is really, really yellowy type 70s looking toys, isn't it? And the Ricochet racers. These are quite cool. I see them with lots of different brands. I know there's definitely a like Spider-Man one and a Captain America one. That might actually be it there actually, but it doesn't mention Captain America in that page. Now let's get on to Action Man, shall we? So 1975. This is when you had the gripping hands, and you still had the non-eagle eyes. You had the fuzz head, but you got the Phil Commander, really popular. The Soldier, really popular at the moment in this sort of era. The Sailor, which I think is amazing. You got the Adventure, you got the Helicopter Pilot. This is when Action Man, I feel, was at its most golden moment, really. There's some lovely sets here. Some of my favourites are like the Army Officer and the Royal Police Officer, Military Police. You've got the Soldiers of the World sets. They were different from the Soldiers of the Century sets, which came out in the 60s. The Australian is now a jungle fighter. There's a French Resistance this time, which is not French Resistance, French Foreign Legion. You still have the French Resistance there. We have a staff officer sort of thing now, and it's adding to that world of military world. It's so cool. If I had the money, this is what I'd like to buy. I actually own that set there, and I think I sold it for £400. These are really expensive things to buy on the market, guys. I'm not a massive fan of 40th, but I would recommend buying 40th if you want to get some in your collection, because these are like hundreds and hundreds of pounds. I think that one there in mint condition like that would easily be £1,000. The Jungle Explorer is quite hard to find as well. And then on the left here, we've got the Commando with his comes with an actual crayon where you can colour his face in. Quite hard to find that crayon. It's worth, £20-30. Medic, which is quite an easy one to put together, really. Secret Mission Dragonline set's amazing. I still actually had the set. I sold a bit of my Action Man collection now, guys, but I kept this because it's so good. It's actually a bit different in this, ever so slightly different. I think this is probably a prototype uniform. You find in these catalogues that a lot of these things, these toys, have just been made, so they haven't actually physically been made yet. So that because they want to sell them, and they need to go to the market basically and see if there's a market for them. So you do find slight variations on things, especially jackets. I find they look a bit different. Mine detector is really cool. He actually works. You can actually put mines down and it detects the metal. The parachute regiment guy is really cool. I think he's really iconic, as well as the tank commander. I love the tank commander. I prefer him in the browner jacket, to be honest. And then we have this amazing Escape from Colditz set. This picture, I actually own one of the transparencies which was used for the catalogues to make it. There's a couple of them. I own one. You notice his jacket, and it's like he's wearing a shirt. It's a very green colour. The jacket is more of a bluey Germany green colour, but here it's very, very kind of like a proper green. It's really weird. So yeah, Colditz set, really popular set, really famous set. I've got two in my collection. I need to put one on display really because they're so amazing. These two are my favourite things. I wish I could afford to buy them, but they're just so hard to find. They come up, when they do come up, they sold really quickly. That one there especially, I love the Colditz one. There's the 105 millimeter, that's right, isn't it? Light gun, fires safety plastic shells. It's really cool. They released it in the 60s, and they obviously released it in 75 as well. It's really good, but I find them quite a lot. They come up with toy shows quite a lot, but they're usually always broken. So you might have to buy a few. And then we got some of the vehicles. One of the biggest selling toys for Action Man was the Scorpion tank. Really cool. It's got a hatch at the top, hatch at the bottom, so you can fit both your Action Man in, and they look really cool with the heads poking up at the top. Helicopters are always really popular. And then we have the trailer. Underrated in my opinion. It's really cool when it's all put up. It can be difficult to find in good condition because usually the tabs are broke. Once all together, that is a nice little thing. There's a bump on the back of the Land Rover. The Land Rover is one of the most beautiful and worst toys they ever produced. It looks incredible. It's really good. Like, everything looks like well detailed, but it's extremely fragile. The bumpers break all the time. The strap clips on the bottom of where the spare tire is break all the time. It's really, really fragile piece. On the other hand, the Scout car, loads of these on the market. Don't pay more than £10 for this because they're so easy to come by. Every toy show I bring one or two along, and I put them out for £5 and nobody buys them. Same as a dinghy, really. Don't pay too much for those dinghies. But yeah, they look cool, aren't they, all displayed. What a great little display set. What a great way to show off the line is to just have it looking exactly as a kid would imagine it. Really cool. And then we have some mobile operations. We have the first one I'm going to talk to you about is actually both of these. Actually, I've never seen the one with the flatbed trailer. I've seen this one before, so that's quite a rare thing. That comes up for sale quite a lot. Not quite a lot. It comes up for sale very rarely. There's a similar thing with like a radio pack one, but it's not the same. It's different. This comes up and it usually goes for about £100 incomplete. That one I never seen the trailer before. Maybe it didn't get released. And we have some more carded things. This to me is a bit strange how this is laid out. So you have like the Scuba Diver, the Red Devil, which is a really popular set. That set on its own box is probably worth about £150. The Diver is probably worth about £200. The knees, that there used to be, they found one in a massive job lot of them in a toy shop or in somebody's, I think it was a Palitoy rep's attic, and they go for about £150. I think it's that particular set, I think. Maybe a bit more, but they perish quite a lot. These two, on the other hand, these two are both from the 60s. This box, the blue box design was released to a company, I think it was the Action Pilot. And this one here is the grain boxes. So it's weird that they still have these in the catalogue. Presumably, they have too many of them and they're not selling because they look quite basic. I think they were quite expensive at the time for just a blow-up dinghy. But yeah, who knows why they are still in that design. And then some things I absolutely love. I would love to find one of these. An Action Man display set. I think the top bit, I think some people have the top bits for sale, and they're usually about 200 quid, which I wouldn't mind maybe saving up and getting one. But yeah, this is where people would have got their best money, really. I mean, you'd go to a toy shop with your money, your pocket money, and look at all the things you could buy. I mean, I think they're marketed at about £1 or something, or £1.50. And you could get, like, you know, get yourself a jacket, get yourself a big machine gun, or like a was it like the American one? I love that American one. And, you know, get yourself like a pack of a beret or whatever. Great way of selling Action Man. To do that whole kind of, like, they call it is it the Gillette style, where it's basically you buy a figure with no accessories, just like you would buy a Gillette razor, and you buy the razor separately. I think that's the idea of it. Yeah, 2 really cool secret mission pods. I had this back once. Somebody sold it to me, and it was fake, and I was really gutted because I paid like 50 quid for it. Yeah, really sad, because that was a really nice thing. But yeah, it's fake. I sold it to somebody else for about £10 because they wanted it for their collection. But I would love to own these 2 things. My collection is very much 60s only now, and early 70s, with a few favourites from the 80s, because I just didn't have the room to display everything. But I do like to focus on oddities and merchandise. At the top, we've got the rope launcher, we've got the bazooka, we've got the mortar, we've got the camp bed, and we've got the rifle rack. The rifle rack and the camp bed are the things I find in every single job lot I get. I always find a rifle rack. What I find really weird is this rifle here. This thing's called a combine or something. It in America, the G.I. Joe version sells for like £200. It's crazy. But yeah, and they cool secret mission pods with the SAS style black and yellow. And these special operation kits are so famous. I mean, they appear in every job lot. If you were a kid in the 70s and you had Action Man, that was your thing, you most likely had one of those, because it was so cheap to get all that expensive equipment. Then we've got some more stuff here. We've got the Special Operations tent, which I absolutely hate because it's really hard to put together. I picked these up quite a lot in job lots, and they were worth nothing, but recently they're starting to sell for about £80-90 complete, which just amazes me, because I go to toy shows and I put them out at toy shows for like a tenner and nobody buys them with box. But now they jumped up. This was cool. One of the first things I ever bought actually was the battery operated gun, battle belt fed machine gun. The turbocopter is really cool. My uncle once told me a story where he went down to the centre of our local city, and he saved up all his pocket money to buy one of these, and he thought it would fly and it didn't. He was so disappointed. And we've got some more stuff here, just your usual stuff. Jungle Explorer set, which I love. The Underwater Explorer set. Some of the early adventure cards. And then, finally, the last page, which I think is probably the best page. Got the Astronaut, which is really popular. Always been popular, the Astronaut. But this here is so cool. It's a wire dispenser Action Man space unit. If I can ever find anything, this would be one thing I want, especially with that head, that big cardboard header thing there. It would just be so good. I'd have it in my collection. I'd have it displayed with all the toys. I'd get them all. I'd buy them all original ones. I'd put them in there. But that just looks so good. New thrills, new realism, new adventure. Collect the stars for exciting gifts. If anybody has one of those headers, I might be interested in buying it off you. I don't have much money at the moment, but if I did, I would definitely be all over it. So guys, that was me rambling on for nearly 20 minutes. What a cool little thing. These are very rare, these catalogues. They don't appear as much as you think they do. What happens usually is people have them in their collections. They sell their collections, and then obviously this goes along with it. But yeah, lovely little thing. Hoping to do more of these. I've got a few more of these in my collection, which I'll eventually be making more videos for. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And most of all, happy hunting.